Hey, what's up, y'all? Got a new bike check here for you. This is an Rivendell Atlantis. It's a size 53 centimeter. And this is the newest bike in my fleet, recently built up. Pretty fresh out of the stand, so not too many miles on it. Just a little under 60 miles, so not a whole lot to say other than the ride quality is pretty amazing with the long wheelbase. Chain stays being extra long. Kind of make for a very longboard surfing type vibe when you're like going downhill, and a nice climber too, because the front end doesn't tend to pop up as easily on super steep punchy climbs. So yeah, the ride is very different than anything in my bike fleet right now, so it's nice to have a little bit of change. The build we'll start off with is the wheels. And the wheels are very similar to my Romancer that I have. So these are the same rims, spokes. The hub is slightly different, which is a Sun E-Deluxe wide body versus the 28. And the rims are the same with the Vela Orange Voyager rims. They're 32 hole with Seatpost laser spokes. The laser spoke is unique because it has a butted profile. It's 2 millimeters at the end and tapers butts to a 1.5 and down to 2. So you get a little bit of lightness. The ride feel is probably slightly a little bit less rigid, but overall, I think for what I'm using it for, it's pretty good. The rear is the same. It has a same rims and spokes. It does have a White Industries M15 hub. This differs slightly from the Romancer by its axle spacing. This is a 135 axle versus a 130. The tires that we're running here is the Soma Cazaderos. These are the 48 millimeter wide actual, but on the stated they're 650B by 50. They are known really for their all-around capabilities, being very efficient on road because of this profile here. Air it down a little bit and you get to engage some of these knobs and cornering on some of these knobs. Don't have a ton of miles on these. These are pretty fresh that I put on, but they seem to be good, and I guess time will tell. They're holding air at least, so that's good. Running tubeless. We'll kind of go with the drivetrain here. This is a 11 tooth to 40 tooth cassette by S Ride. It's a fairly inexpensive component maker. I think I got a pretty good deal on it. It was like 20 bucks or something. It's a 9-speed cassette. I originally bought a Shimano XTR M950 rear derailleur. However, the one I got from eBay had some issues with it retracting and tightening the chain on the lowest sprocket. So I returned it, and I just pulled this out of my parts bin, which is the SRAM Rival 11-speed with a clutch derailleur. Testing it for a few rides, and it seems to be okay. I think technically you're not supposed to be, or they don't guarantee that it works with the 2x, which I am running a 2x, but so far it's so good. It's running fine. And then the 2x is a front crankset by Rivendell. It's a silver, and that's the brand name, is Silver, which is the Rivendell's in-house brand. This is a 42 tooth big ring with a 28 small, so I have a 28 to 40, which gets me up pretty much anything I think I need to. The pedals I'm running here are the MKS Lambdas. I have some few spikes that I put on here, just a few, 3 on each side for a little bit of grip, because they do slip otherwise. Let's see here. With the brakes, I'm running 2 variations of the Paul cantilever brakes. These are the touring versions. For the rear and on the front, I'm running the Neo Retros. And for the light system here, as I said, it's the Sun E Deluxe polished. This is the E Deluxe 2 hanging upside down. And yeah, it works well. I have one on my Romancer and liked it, so kind of installed the wiring with a little bit of copper wire that I had down to here. So it's pretty clean. And I have some Paul skewers. Nothing big to tell there. They're just silver. And the rack I have is a Nitto rack. I believe it's the M10 and a 137 walled basket. I also have a Midnight Caper jacket here rolled up, and have this on my bike at all times in case it gets cold and windy on descents. If you haven't heard of them, they're a new brand out of LA, midnightcaper.com. And this is a Golden Saddle cyclery which recently closed down, but this is a little grocery bag that they sold from Fairweather, which is a Blue Lug in-house brand. Got some John Irish straps from Rivendell. Had these for several years now, and they're kind of useful for different things that you can do, such as hold a jacket like that. The front cockpit area, I have a Nitto Technomic stem. It's 120 millimeter long, and reason why you want a long stem already on a long top tube is when you run swept-back bars, it comes back quite a bit, so you can see how it aligns. So having a long stem is pretty good, so that you're not so crunched up here in your cockpit area. I'm still pretty upright when I'm holding it at the ends, but if I want to get a little bit more kind of roady and aero, I can put my hands up here, and it just has a little efficiency built in. These are some Paul cantilever levers. I have Rivendell silver shifters, which have a ratchet, so you can hear that ratcheting. I have a crane bell made in Japan, hooked it up to the stem. And yeah, I did the New Balm twine with a little bit of shellac on top for grip. Very unique feel. There is an ESI gray grip underneath. I do want to get some bar ends here eventually, but no rush. The bars here are Rivendell's Tosco bars. They have a little bit of a rise, as you can see here. They're not as low as their Losco Nitto bars, or as high as their Bosco bars, which go up, I think, 4 inches. This is right in between the Losco and the Bosco. And the story around that on the Tosco is that these are made in Taiwan because Nitto was pretty busy during the time that they wanted to produce these, so they called it Tosco. These have a little bit of flare. They flare out just a little bit from I think the Toscos, or from the Boscos and the Loscos. So, but yeah, it seems to be nice. It'll be interesting to see if I flared them out more, how they would feel. This seat post here is just the one that it came with, the frame set. I don't think it's a Nitto. I think it's probably like an off-brand. This seat is a Sella Anatomica. This was gifted to a buddy of mine who bent the rails and knew I was kind of looking for some part spin stuff. So I re-bent him, tried to put it back together, and kind of running it for now. And yeah, it's working pretty good. I have a brown coma light, also made from Blue Lug. Pretty simple, just press it once and it's a solid light, and press it twice and it blinks. Press it again, it's off. Yeah, I think that's really almost it. The headset here is a FSA headset that the bike frame set comes with. It's just silver, simple, nothing too much to write home about. The frame set actually has I have a frame pump with a Zefal frame pump here on the seat tube, because this area here is pretty long. I could put my fist in here, so I thought like taking up some space there would be no harm, no foul. It normally has a pump peg here on the head tube, but I figure since this space is so big and it works just as well to do that. I do have the same Morse code titanium cages on this bike. Again, as I mentioned in previous videos, that I like this because it has like a kind of a stabilizer bolt on every position, so it doesn't kind of move up and down if it comes loose. This front derailleur here is a Shimano old school derailleur. I don't know the year or the model. Got it on eBay. I like this one because the clamp just looks really clean. It has a very thin profile, so you can see like the clearance between the pump and everything. It's just really nice. It's a kind of an old school thing. I have the Suntour Superb that I have on the Romancer, similar design, and that's kind of why I liked it. So I kind of found one that was similar. Yeah, this frame set is made in Taiwan by Rivendell. I believe that this is one of their first frame sets that they had. It's like a staple. But yeah, anyway, I think that's really about it. Again, I don't have too many miles on this bike yet, but so far I really dig it. The long wheelbase and the riding characteristic is just very different from anything I have. It's not like a quick jerky bike. It's very smooth and rides really nice downhill. You don't feel like you're going fast, but I did hit some PRs going downhill on a local trail. But yeah, if you have any questions, hit me up, let me know. Anyhow, have a great day. We'll talk later. Bye.